Hello there and welcome back to a new episode. In this one we are looking at AMC Entertainment Holdings because of course this is another one of these stocks that has been pumped insanely, mainly over the past few days to be honest. Obviously in tonight's episode I'm giving all my opinions and that kind of good stuff. Now please don't get me wrong guys, it's all just my personal opinions. Things may be correct, things may be incorrect, it's just what I personally think might happen. On top of that guys, this one is going to be more of a look and a reaction to what we have seen. It's going to focus a little bit on the fundamental side, but like we said in our previous video on other stocks which have been hyped like this, we're not focusing too much on the fundamental side because of course you guys probably already know that, but we're just looking into it as much as we need to get some context as to what is going on. But yeah, if it does sound like a plan, please leave a like and subscribe as we are trying to grow the channel, and every single subscriber would help us out massively. So you know, if you could do it, it would mean the world to us. With that being said, we're going to jump straight in and have a look at how this one has been moving over the past few days realistically. So yeah guys, obviously just looking at the charts over the past few days, do I even need to say anything? Mainly even from about the 15th of January really, up until now, we're seeing gains around 500%. The majority of this is coming from one day when we were up 754%. Absolute insanity. Don't get me wrong though, from there we sold off a little bit with a 56% decrease from that share point, and I don't think that is the worst thing in the world. That put us back down to about 863, and obviously over the past day or two, we're up another 56%. So absolute insanity looking at this share price. Things are looking like they are kind of down a little bit from the highs, like I said, which is not the worst thing in the world because of course it was up insanely. But yeah guys, the question for tonight's episode is this a company that you should invest in, or is it a stock that you should trade, or is it just a stock that you should avoid? Well of course, in my opinion, looking at what the company does, and this is from Yahoo Finance, it basically says they're a company which was founded back in 1920 and they focus in the theatre industry. So they have approximately 1,000 theatres and 11,000 screens in the United States and internationally. Now don't get me wrong guys, just looking at that theatres thing, not necessarily a bad thing, but obviously over the past year people have kind of been out of the theatres as they haven't really been allowed to go there. This is kind of showing in the later part of the 2020 financials for the company if we can find them. So yeah guys, looking at quarter 2 and quarter 3 for 2020, things were down actually by quite a bit, and unfortunately guys, I do see this being the case in quarter 4 and potentially even quarter 1 of 2021. Now don't get me wrong guys, in my opinion the growth will hopefully get back on track as soon as that vaccine is 100% rolled out, and of course that will take some time, don't get me wrong, but you know what, there is still some potential there. But yeah guys, looking at the share price and what has been happening, you guys already know a lot of hype has come from sites such as Wall Street Bets and of course retail investors trying to make money off this one. That's not necessarily a bad thing because everybody does want to make money in the markets, but we need to look at this situation as what it is basically, in my opinion. And of course, in my opinion, looking at what we have been seeing, it's not too bad of a company, but ultimately guys, looking at the share price, in my opinion, it's definitely too high for what the company does, especially with, you know, the fact that the company's earnings have been down recently. I don't think that's a bad thing, but I don't think it warrants a share price increase in this high. So overall guys, ultimately, if I was going to be buying this one, I would definitely be swing trading it, but realistically guys, I do think it is a more risky one, potentially a day trade, potentially a swing trade, but definitely not a long-term investment, unless that price sells off a bit in my opinion. So yes, profits are there to be made, possibly we could see big increases, but of course money could easily be lost at this high share price as it could go absolutely anywhere. Obviously a lot of madness has been going on recently, some people are shorting, some people are buying more, and it's just causing all this pressure on the market. And of course, even when we go over to the news sector on Google, I do believe, and we can find so much information, you know, about this stock. People saying it's good, people saying it's bad. Nobody really knows what to do, but from my personal standpoint, the fundamentals aren't 100% there to back up the company. But you know what, if you do want to swing trade it, make sure to understand the risks and of course do your own research on this company. But yeah guys, that's my personal opinions. AMC, not necessarily a bad company, but obviously it should be a bit further down in price in my opinion, based on what we have been seeing over the past year. I think it's just retail investors kind of retaliating against the obviously institutional investors. Not a bad thing, it is a historical moment and it is something cool to see. But you know what guys, from a fundamental point, like I said, in my personal opinion, not the best deal in the world right now. But yeah guys, that's just what I think. Tell me what you think down in the comments and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye until then.